It's been on the calendar for months, a visit from one of my closest friends, and like always, the days leading up to it were full of small preparations, cleaning, organizing, rearranging the house just a little. I wanted everything to feel ready, and still, I knew that once she arrived, the rhythm would change. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amadeus, and this is Le Demi Château, a half-renovated home in rural France where I document the everyday, slow living, quiet projects and the space between plans. In this episode we get the house ready, take a short trip, and settle into the kind of days that only come when you share them. I've done this dance so many times before a guest arrives. The deep clean, the window that suddenly has to sparkle, the mirror I haven't wiped in weeks. There's something I love about it though. Not just making it look nice, but creating a little space that feels calm, cared for. A room with soft towels, a fresh bed, and the sense that someone thought about you before you came. I didn't add anything new, just rearranged a few things, shifted the energy a little. It's strange how even small changes can make a room feel more welcoming. I'm still figuring out what kind of movement feels good right now, not just for my body, but for the rhythm of my days. These little workouts aren't about getting shredded, they're about feeling alive and a little less creaky. I don't wear fancy gym clothes. I don't even have fancy gym clothes. I just show up in pants, sometimes a bit laundry. I've got a diploma as a fitness trainer, so yes, technically this is professional behavior. And yes, I did reward myself with a kiss. For Anita, not for me. Well, maybe for both of us. And yes, resistance training really is magic. For your joints, your bones, your brain, your mood. That's Frauke. We met in 2012 in Theater Osnabrück. I was still dancing full-time back then, a different city, a different rhythm of life. We haven't lived in the same place for years, but she remains one of those people who just gets me. The kind of friend where the silence is as easy as the laughter. I picked her up at the station and we set off, the three of us, through the winding roads of Charente, past the fields of vines heavy with early summer. And then the bridge appeared. We crossed it slowly, letting the salt air speak, and on the other side, Île de Ré, stone streets and shutters. There's something about walking here that feels different. Anita was in heaven. She ran like she'd been waiting her whole life for this place. Maybe it's the rhythm of the sea or the way the light changes every hour, like the island is trying on moods. We didn't plan our routes, we just wandered. Fields one day, pine forest the next, the salt paths, the stone ruins. Everything so close but never the same. It felt like we slipped back into a softer version of time. Not quite vacation, not quite real life, something in between. We ended up one of our days at the ruins of the old abbey, watched the sky fall behind it like a curtain. I don't know what it is about ruins and sunsets. Maybe it's just that some endings feel gentle. We didn't go out to eat, not because we didn't want to, but because sometimes it's just easier this way. Île de Ré is famous for its oysters and mussels, fresh from the sea, proudly local, but I don't eat any of it, so instead we made our own little feasts. A stroll through the market in La Flotte, one of the prettiest ones on the island, brought back bags full of summer, sun-warmed vegetable, crusty bread, herbs, capers, lemons, Aperol in the afternoon, roasted potatoes with asparagus and lemon in the evening, sandwiches on the beach. It wasn't fancy, but it was full of joy. And maybe that's the thing, a good meal isn't always about what's on the table, sometimes it's about who you're sharing it with and how the sun hits the glass. Even on holiday, I love winding down with a bit of routine, the quiet moments, the slow unraveling of the day. The shutters open to another quiet morning on the island, oleander swaying outside, the promise of coffee in the air. I love these first moments when nothing demands you yet, just light, a warm cup, and the dog still half asleep beside you. As the light slowly folds itself into the sea, we start to gather ourselves again, ready to return to pick up where we left off, to tables half painted and stories still waiting to be told, with full hearts and sandy feet. Once we were back, I looked at this forgotten little corner and thought, maybe it's time it got a bit of love. It's not the grand makeover I had in mind. Originally, I was planning to build something here with breeze blocks and proper shelving, but life had other plans. And then someone in the comments said, why not reuse that old table? I hadn't even thought of it. It was ready to go to the déchetterie, but suddenly it made perfect sense. The table was too wide, a little wobbly, slightly cursed. But I took it apart, measured, cut, sanded, cursed back, rebuilt it completely, and painted it a soft off-white. The legs are mismatched, the tops hand-me-downs from another table, but somehow it works. A bit like most things around here. Imperfect, repurposed, and surprisingly full of life. The only thing that's missing on this table is actually a bit of varnish that I already took out here, and will do that once the color is completely dried. It hasn't yet. I don't know why it's funny. This wasn't a big trip or a big week with lots of things happening, but still it grounded me. Just having a good friend here, slowing down and just listening to the vibe of time and just going with the flow. Sometimes I just forget that that's enough. That it doesn't always have to be a huge thing to actually matter. Anyway, I'm really glad we did this. It reminded me of why I live here, why I chose to live this life. And that fills me with so much gratitude. Just like seeing all of you guys like joining in here. And I am really grateful for all of you. If you like this video, please leave a comment, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you next week with another one. All that is left to say is à bientôt et au revoir from the southwest of France. Bisous and bye!